Welcome to this explainer. Let's dive right into one of the absolute biggest data revisions in history. Get this, in late 2025, over 51.8 million voters were completely wiped from India's official electoral rolls.
So you're probably wondering, how do millions of people just vanish from the official voting lists?
The answer? This special intensive revision. It's a truly massive undertaking by the Election Commission of India.
It's like a giant puzzle. Millions of officers literally went door to door to manually verify everyone's voter data. The official goal? Purge the bad data for sure, but totally ensure no eligible voter gets left behind.
But man, the sheer scale of these absolute deletions across major states was completely unprecedented.
To put it in perspective, across 12 Phase 2 regions, the total electorate shrank by a crazy 10.2%.
Places like the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, they saw staggering double-digit percentage drops in registered voters.
Naturally, this massive rollout quickly sparked some serious backlash, leading right up to a major legal showdown.
Faced with all this pushback, the whole thing actually went before the Supreme Court in May 2026. And guess what? The court fully upheld it, ruling it an absolutely essential mandate under the law. So here's the real clash. Is it just an administrative cleanup, or is there covert political targeting? Well, that political tension quickly turned into very real panic, especially on the ground in West Bengal.
Fearing deportation, thousands literally fled. Severe anxiety swept through Hindu refugee communities, even leading to tragic suicides. Despite government assurances about citizenship laws, that profound fear of deportation just remained deeply entrenched locally.
Yet the whole revision presses on. Phase 3 is right now sweeping across the rest of the nation.
So here's a thought. How do democracies balance perfectly secure voter rolls with the actual human cost?
Welcome to this explainer. Okay, so I know there's been a lot of anxiety buzzing around lately regarding the upcoming 2026 Special Intensive Revision, or the SIR. If you've been hearing the whispers and feeling a bit panicked, take a deep breath. Today, we're going to completely demystify this entire process and give you some absolute grounded clarity. Let's get right into it.
Here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll cover the 2005 registration rumor. Second, defining the SIR process. Third, voting rights versus citizenship. Next, the steps during verification, filing claims and appeals, and finally, we'll wrap up with your preparation action plan.
Section 1. The 2005 registration rumor. Now you might be asking yourself, and I know a lot of people are, if I registered to vote after the year 2005, am I losing my citizenship? This is a really high-stress question, right? And honestly, it makes total sense why it's causing so much concern among genuine citizens who just want to make sure their status is secure. But let's look at what the official rules actually dictate here.
The simple, definitive answer is no. Absolutely not. Post-2005 registration does not strip you of your citizenship. If you're a genuine Indian citizen, the mere fact that you registered for an electoral roll after 2005 doesn't just automatically disqualify you or take away your citizenship. Your status is secure.
Section 2. Defining the SIR process.
So, what exactly is the SIR? Well, it stands for Special Intensive Revision. It's essentially just an administrative exercise conducted by the Election Commission of India, the ECI. The whole point of it is simply to update and refine electoral rolls. They're literally just going in and cleaning up the voting lists to make sure everything is accurate, removing duplicate entries, deceased electors, and non-citizens. It's a standard, routine administrative cleanup for electoral purposes. That's it. It's absolutely not some sort of citizenship tribunal.
Let's map out this timeline step by step so you can see how it all connects. Starting with 2003, the Election Commission has actually used the 2003 electoral rolls as a baseline for some past verification exercises. Then we moved to 2005, which is where the rumor really took off. People started thinking that registering after this date meant immediate trouble. But actually, as we look ahead to the 2026 Special Intensive Revision, people who registered post-2005 might simply just be subject to standard verification if their credentials happen to get flagged. That's really the whole story. It's just a data checkpoint.
Section 3. Voting rights versus citizenship.
This is an incredibly crucial distinction to understand. The ECII has a very specific mandate. Their authority is to determine eligibility for voter registration. That is their lane. Now, what they cannot do is adjudicate your broader citizenship status. They also cannot deport individuals. For all of that, the ECII relies entirely on Supreme Court clarifications. So to put it simply, they manage the electoral rolls, period. They don't have the power to deport you.
Section 4. Steps during verification.
Okay, so what actually happens if an inquiry is triggered? Let's walk through the exact steps. Step 1. Your name gets flagged. Now, this usually just happens because your registration in the system is missing older supporting documents. Step 2. You're asked to provide proof. Basically, they want to see evidence of your citizenship and where you ordinarily reside. And then Step 3. You must bear the burden of proof. This is super important to remember. While the ECI conducts the inquiry, the responsibility, the onus, falls on you to produce valid documentation when they ask for it.
Section 5. Filing claims and appeals.
Now, what if an error happens and you're wrongly removed? Don't worry, there's a clear, established legal safety net. Step 1 is simply noticing the deletion of your name from the draft roll. Step 2, you utilize the system to file official claims and objections. And Step 3, you approach your local electoral registration officer, the ERO, or an appellate tribunal to contest it and hand over your evidence. You have an absolute right to prove your eligibility if an incorrect removal happens.
Section 6. Your Preparation Action Plan.
So, let's talk about what you can actually do right now. To establish your identity, age, and residency, you want to start gathering these specific documents today. Keep copies, physical or digital, of your birth certificates, school records, and government-issued IDs handy. And as a quick side note, if you happen to be an educator or in government service, your service-related documents and residential records are incredibly valuable proof. Get those organized now.
Your next move is proactive verification. Go ahead and check your current status on the official ECI or your state chief electoral officer's web portal. You're going to want to look for links that say find your name in electoral roll or keep an eye out for draft roll notices. Being proactive like this just means you absolutely won't be caught off guard. And hey, for those of you joining this explainer from Meghalaya who might still have some specific localized concerns about your status, here's your exact action plan. Go ahead and visit the physical office of your local district electoral officer or the ERO for your constituency. Confirming your records directly with them in person is honestly the best way to make sure everything is completely up to date ahead of 2026.
At the end of the day, I really want you to remember this core message. Do not panic. The SIR is a regular administrative cleanup. If you are a genuine citizen, this process guarantees your right to defend your registration if it ever gets challenged. You've got the documents, you've got the legal appeal mechanism, and you have the facts on your side.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought to chew on. Are your documents organized and ready for the 2026 administrative cleanup? Because look, knowing how the system works is a great first step, but taking action is what actually brings you peace of mind. Take some time this week to just gather your paperwork, check the official portals, and you can rest easy knowing you're fully prepared. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay focused and keep learning.